everything about you. Everything about you.
Now you guys should be able to hear me. Things are going weird. Sorry, guys. Things are crazy. The hurricane's coming in. My power's kind of going crazy. Sorry, guys, about that. Anyway, let me finish what I'm saying. Let me go back to what I was saying. Welcome to Zenfolio Live. This is creating a website that wows part 6, where we're going to talk about creating a price list. Guys, if you can't tell, I'm a little off today because the hurricane is coming in and things are getting a little crazy out there. Make sure that you check the link below this video. Check the description below this video. There is a pre-recorded option that says Hurricane Florence go away, emergency pre-recorded, something like that. Anyway, we are continuing our series, Creating a Website That Wows. This is part 6, where we're going to talk about creating a price list. If you guys can hear me and this is working, let me know in the chat, because I don't know what's going on. Things are going a little crazy right now. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. All right, so here we are in my Zenfolio account. And again, we're going to be talking about creating a price list. So let me know if you have any questions. But we're going to get started. But things we're going to talk about today is digital products. We're going to talk about creating packages. We're going to bring all that stuff together onto a price list. I'm going to show you some best practices for your price list, different stuff like that. And then next week, what we're going to talk about is customizing the client gallery. Now, like I said, if I go out, if I disappear, make sure you check out the link in the description below this video. But here we are inside Zenfolio. Let's go ahead and get started. What I like to start with is creating a price list. I'm sorry, not creating a price list, creating digital products. So what I'm going to do is come up here to selling, and we're going to click right on selling, and then scroll down to digital products right here. Now, if you don't see some of these selling options, keep in mind that these are only available on certain account levels. So in order to offer selling through Zenfolio, you need to have at least a pro or higher account level. So if you're not sure what account level you have, you can just hover over your name, click on account, and it will tell you right here you want to see pro or higher. If you don't have that, you need to talk to a customer support rep about upgrading if you want to sell, and they will make sure to help you get to the correct account level that you need. Now let's go ahead and start by creating digital products first. We're going to create digital products. We're going to create a print package, then we're going to bring them together and put them on a price list. So we're going to click add product right here. And as I'm going through this process, I'm probably going to try to go all the way through to the finish, but if you guys have questions along the way, make sure that you get those in the chat and I will answer them as soon as I get finished with the whole process. That way I'm not starting and yammering on like I'm doing right now. All right, so let's go and click add product. And then the first thing that we want to do for this digital product is we want to give it a title. Now, anytime you title products, you want to make sure that it has enough information in there that your clients, when they see this, they understand what this product is. Because depending on which buying experience you use, the one that I normally recommend just kind of shows the product title and that's it. So for this digital product, we're going to call this single image download. And then we're going to scroll down here and do a couple of more things. We're going to leave this set to be a photo. We're going to select a license right here to apply to this product. So I'm going to click on this and I'm going to choose royalty-free personal use because that's the license that most people use. And then we'll scroll down here and set up the image dimensions. Now, one of the things that I love about these Zenfolio digital products, back to the license up here, is that when my clients or your clients purchase these digital products, during the checkout process, they're actually going to see this license and they're going to have to click a box that says they agree to it before they can purchase that digital product. Now, they're supposed to read the license agreement. Not sure how many people do that, but they also get that license agreement in a zip file that they download with their digital images. Now, the image dimensions, this is going to be the size of the photos that your clients get to download when they purchase this product. Most of the time, I would suggest leaving it set to original photo. That's going to let them download the actual photo that you uploaded. But we do have other options here that you can choose from, like a low resolution file, if you want to do that. All right, we're going to leave this category set to download because this is a digital file. And then we're going to scroll down to the next section, which in my opinion is the most important section of setting up your digital products, and that being the number of items required for this product. Now, since I'm creating a single image download, I want to leave both the minimum number and the maximum number to be 1. This way they pay per image that they're downloading. We're going to create a product, another digital product here in a second when we're going to change these numbers. But just so that you guys are clear, if you want them to pay per image that they're downloading, leave both of these set to 1. Then we're just going to scroll down to the bottom and click Save. Now, really quick before we create one more digital product, if you have a license that you've been using, or maybe you found one online that you would like to use for your digital products, you can click this license section right here, and that will let you add your own license, or you can review the licenses that are already in here. But if you want to add one for you to use, just click the Add License button here, and that will let you put in your text, and it will become an option in that drop down after you add it here. All right, let's go back to our list of digital products. And now this time, let's create a full gallery download configuration. Now I could start this from scratch if I wanted to, but I know that this product is going to have mostly the same settings as this digital product right here does. So what I'm going to do to save myself some time is, rather than clicking Add Product and starting from scratch, I'm going to click the duplicate option right here, because I know that most of the settings are going to be the same and I just need to change a few options, and this is going to be much faster. All right, so first we're going to need to change that title. We're going to say full gallery download right here. We're going to leave the license the same. The image dimensions are going to be the same. Everything else is going to be the same except for the number of items required for this product. This is where I'm going to change this. Now, depending on your clients, depending on your business model, depending on the type of photography you do, this number may vary for you. What I'm creating is a full gallery download. I want to make a product where it's really easy for my clients to just click, yes, I want this product, and it takes all of the images in their current gallery and adds it into this product at once for them. So what I want to do is leave my minimum number set to 1 because I'm not going to put a low level cap on this, but let's go down to this maximum number. And usually what I recommend is setting this maximum number to be just a little bit higher than the average number of photos that you have in your normal gallery. So let's say that your average client gallery has 300 photos in it normally. You probably want to set this max number to be a little bit higher, so I'm going to put 400. Now, the important thing is that you click this autofill from entire gallery option. That's what's going to make this product work really great. If you don't click that, when your clients choose this product, then they have to manually drag each and every single image over, and they're not going to be very happy about doing that. The autofill from entire gallery option takes all of the photos in the gallery that they're looking at up to 400 or whatever number you put there and applies all of that to this product. All right, next we're going to go down here to the bottom and we're going to click Save. And we have now created 2 different digital products that we can use in as many different packages and as many different price lists as we need and have them priced differently in each one. The only time you need to come back and make new digital products is if you want to have a different configuration. Maybe you want it to be a different license. Maybe you want it to be a different number of photos or a different size that they get to download. Other than that, you can use these products that you've created on different price lists and they can be priced differently. All right, so now we're going to move into creating a package. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back up here to selling and we're going to click on packages. Let me get something out of the way here. My screen is just going wild today, guys. Let's see, here we go. That's what I was looking for. All right, so we're going to go back to selling and then we're going to click on packages right here, and this is where we're going to go and create some new packages. Now you might see some default packages in here that you didn't create. Those are just some example packages that you can check out to kind of get an idea of how to build your package or maybe what you might want to include in it. I personally like to take people from scratch and show you it all the way through. Now, if you guys have any questions while we're going through this, even if it's not related to selling, if it's related to Zenfolio in general, or what the craziness is going on outside my window with the storm coming in and stuff blowing around, definitely make sure to get that in the chat so I can get them answered for you. And before we move into creating these packages, I do want to say a big happy birthday to the mod boss, Cheryl. So you guys, have you been watching the stream for a while? Everybody knows Cheryl. She's my awesome moderator. One of my awesome moderators. She's what I call the mod boss. Today's her birthday. I want to wish her a very happy birthday. But all right, now let's go ahead and create this package. So what we're going to do is we're going to click Add New Package right here. And we're going to give this package a title. Now, just like when you're titling digital products and other products, if you're building self-fulfilled products, anytime you can give something a title, you want to keep in mind that this could be the only information that your clients will see about this product. I think that's right. So as photographers, a lot of times what we do is we do something like this, package A, and we leave it at that. And it's perfectly fine to use package A, package B, but what you want to do is you want to make sure that you put enough information in here. Excuse me, guys. You want to make sure that you put enough information in here that your clients understand what is in this package. So let me show you how to do that. I'm going to put package A right there. Then I'm just going to put a little contents list in there. So let's say this package has one 8x10, maybe two 5x7s, and we'll do 8 wallets. All right, so now looking at that package title, you know exactly what's in it and your clients will know exactly what's in it as well. Now next, what we're going to do is come down to the currency. Obviously, if you're selling in the US, you'll want to leave it US dollars. If you are doing an international price list where you have multiple currencies on your price list, you will have to make a package for each currency. So that's something to keep in mind. But for this one, I'm going to leave it set to US dollars, and then we're going to go down and choose the package type. Now, the package type is there's a single image or single pose package, meaning that when your client chooses a photo, that one photo that they've chosen will apply to all of the products that are in this package. If you want to let them pick and choose different photos for different products in the package, you're going to want to go with a multi-image package. So that's this option right here. And you can actually set this to limit the number of unique images if you want. So if you want to let the client choose 2 different images to be used, you can set it up like this, and that will limit that client to only being able to use 2 unique images. All right. Now let's add some products to this package. And now when you're adding products to this package, or when you're adding products to a price list, there are a couple of things that you want to keep in mind. The biggest thing is that you want to keep in mind the vendor that you're going to use, because you want to make sure that you are using the same vendor when you create your packages and the same vendor when you're going and creating your price list. And the reason is because each vendor is going to charge their own shipping fee. So if your client orders products from different vendors, they actually have no idea that it's coming from different vendors. They think it's coming from you, but each vendor is going to charge their own shipping fee. So as long as you control this and you build your packages and the price list that you add this package to from the same vendor, you're not going to run into that issue. So we're going to click Add Products. And usually by default, the first time you click this, you'll probably see something like all vendors up at the top. And again, you don't want to create packages or price list from this all vendors list. That way you don't accidentally make a mistake and use multiple vendors. So go ahead and click this all vendor right here and choose the vendor that you want to use. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and just use MPix. And now no matter what products I choose, they're going to be coming from the MPix lab, and I don't have to worry about accidentally offering multiple lab products. So let's add our prints into this package now. So let's click on prints, and let's go down here and we will add wallets. We're going to add a 5x7, and we're going to add an 8x10. And then I'm going to scroll down and add selected products right down here in the bottom right corner, if you guys can see that. So let me add that in there. And now that we've got our products in here, there's a couple of settings that we want to adjust. One of those is going to be the quantity. So we first need to make sure that we get the quantity set up correctly. So let me scroll down here, and we need to have 8 sets of wallets. Well, this is a wallet set of 4, so we need just to come down here and bump up the quantity. We need to have 2 5x7s, so we're going to bump up the quantity there. And then we're going to leave that 8x10 alone because I said only one 8x10. All right. Now, the next thing that you want to look at here is the color correction settings. You want to make sure that you set this up and you want to keep in mind what you choose here so that when we build the price list, you want to make sure that the price list gets the exact same settings. You want all this to be consistent. So for me, it usually depends on the client genre that I'm building this package for on whether I do color correction or not. If this is for a volume client price list like a sports team or something like that, I'll usually go ahead and apply color correction because most of the time I'm uploading those images just about straight out of camera or with very minimal processing. Now, if this is a portrait client where I'm going to be spending a lot more time in post-processing, maybe even doing some creative editing, I might set that to do not enhance. But again, the important thing is that you remember how you set this up, because when we go and add this to a price list, we need the settings to be consistent. All right, so we have color correction here. Now let's scroll down here and set up a couple of more options. For color conversion, we're going to click on this. And what color conversion is it lets your clients do a black and white or sepia tone conversion to your image. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost them anything. For me, this is kind of a personal preference setting. I want to remain in creative control of my images. So most of the time, I set this to none. However, if you want to let your clients have that option, it's definitely not going to hurt anything if you leave it turned on. Now, for the cropping, normally I try to build my price list based on my camera's aspect ratio so that the image the client sees online is the print that they'll get. Nothing gets cropped off because all of my products match my camera's aspect ratio. And if you want to know more about that, there's a video on our channel that goes through building a price list based on your aspect ratio and also about knowing your maximum print size. And I would definitely recommend that you check that out. But for cropping, we're going to go ahead and leave this to allow the clients to adjust the cropping. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that Zenfolio's default cropping is set to be center. Something to keep in mind while you're photographing. Zenfolio's default cropping, if the client does not change it, is set to be centered. All right, let's scroll down. We'll go ahead and click apply, and then we're going to set the rest of those settings up for each product in this package. So 5x7s, we're going to turn off the color correction. I'm going to leave the cropping set there, and then we're going to do the same thing for the 8x10. All right, now that we have got that set up, the next thing that we're going to do, let me zoom out a little bit so you guys can see more of this package. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go down here and we're going to set up this package pricing. So if I get myself out of the way here, over in the bottom right corner down here, you guys can see the total base cost for this package, which is what the lab's charging for it, is $6.05. Currently, there's no service fee because we have not applied a markup, so there's also no profit. So let's go ahead and set a price on this package. I'm going to set this package price to be $30. This is not a suggestion in pricing. I'm just throwing a number out there. If you're not sure what to charge for your photos, definitely make sure that you get in contact with a local photography group so that they can help and kind of mentor you through pricing yourself and pricing your products. And also just do some research on your local market as well. All right, now that we've set the package price, now you can see that profit right here and the service fee. All right, now if we wanted to add a digital photo to this package, we could do that. I'm not going to add it, but I'll just show you how. You just click add digital or add products right there. And then when you're adding a digital, you need to switch to your name. And then here are your digital files right there. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and go to the very bottom and let me get the chat button out of the way. If you guys ever have that chat button right there covering up a button that you need to click on, if you just do a command minus in your browser, should zoom it out and get that button off of that button that you're trying to click. So zoom it out a little bit and then you can click next and that will save this package. Now, if you want to give this package a description, you can. I normally don't do this because I don't use the buying experience for my clients that this information actually shows up in. And we're going to talk more about that client buying experience on next week's live stream. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write, this is the description in here so that next week you guys can see that when we're going through the buying experience and you can be like, oh, okay, that's where it shows. Now, there are also some options to add some preview images in here. Again, I'm not going to do this because it doesn't show up in the buying experience that I use or that I recommend, but it is an option if you want it to be. So what we're going to do is go up here to the top and we're going to hit next again. And then we're going to hit done. And now we have a package in here, package A. And if we needed to create more packages, maybe we have a package B that's pretty much the same as package A with just a couple of modifications to the products or the quantity. You can duplicate this and then just change the settings as you need them to change. So let me show you how to do that really quick. We'll just go duplicate and we'll go in here to products. And then the first thing that we'll do is we will change the name up here. So let's go to rename and let's make this package B. And let's bump this up to maybe have 2 8x10s and 4 5x7s. And maybe for this one, we'll include a free digital download. So I'm going to put in here free download. All right. So you can see it pretty simple. I just duplicate it, change up the name how I need it to be, and then we just need to go and kind of change up the product quantities and add that free download in there. So I'm just going to scroll down. Don't have to worry about the color correction settings. Don't have to worry about the vendor because I duplicated it. So now let's just fix these quantities. So that's going to be 4 5x7s, and then it's going to be 2 8x10s. And then we'll add that free digital download. So I'm going to add the product right here. And you just need to make sure that if you're on the vendor list, you just click here and choose your name. And then we'll add a single image download, and I'll click add selected product. Now, what I'm going to do is that digital download comes in kind of as a separate column. And so in order to make that digital download look free to the clients, even though it's not really going to be free, we're going to leave the selling price for that set to be 0. And we're going to add all of the package pricing on the print side of things here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump this selling price up to, let's say, $50, or let's do $45. And one of the things you might notice is this says that parts of the package require to be shipped as separate orders right here. And that's why it's actually showing these in 2 kind of columns. That's because the prints and products are actually going to be shipped to your client, and that digital download is going to be sent via email. So they technically are going to be shipped differently or separately from each other. All right, next we're going to go down here to the bottom. And like I said, I'm going to leave the selling price on the digital download set to 0, and we're going to click save. And then I am going to click done right here. And now we have 2 packages in here. Now we're going to go put together a price list. We're going to bring the digital downloads in the price list. We're going to bring these packages in, and then we're going to add some a la carte items in there as well. So let's go ahead and click on selling, and we'll click on price list. And I'm just going to click add a blank price list. If you click add a new price list, it's going to come pre-populated. So if that's not what you're looking for and you want to start from scratch and really streamline that price list, I would start with a blank price list. All right, so on this blank price list right here, I'm just going to go up here and give it a name. Now in Zenfolio, you can have as many different price lists as you want, but please don't take that as me saying go crazy and have 345 different price lists in there. Definitely you want to keep it organized, but I do recommend having at least one price list for each different client genre that you serve. Now the price list name, your clients are never going to see that. That's for you, for your internal organization only. So for this price list, I'm just going to call this one Zen Live Demo. And just click over here, but you might want to call it like sports price list, or maybe you have a sports baseball or sports football, just something so you know why you created this price list in the first place. All right, now let's click on add products. And the first thing that I'm going to add in is I'm going to add in packages. Now, when you click that, if you're on the all vendors, again, you never want to do the price list from all vendors. So what I'm going to do first is click here, choose Zenfolio Live Photography, because I'm going to add my package in first, and then I'm going to come back and add the digital download. So let's click packages, and here is package B and package A, and then I'm just going to jump down here and click add selected products. And that's pretty much all that we have to do for the packages. We've already set up the pricing, we've already set up the options. All we have to do is add them into this price list. Now, unlike digital products, packages have the price list assigned when you create, or the price assigned when you create them. So if you want to have package B on a different price list at a different price point, you'll have to duplicate it and change the price. There's not a way to change the price of your packages on your price list. So just something to keep in mind. And HomePhone just said that he always includes the year on his price list because I forget stuff. Absolutely, HomePhone, definitely a great thing to do. Making sure that you're putting the date or the year or just something in there. So maybe if you are updating your prices as the year goes on or next year, which I hope that you are. You know which price list it was created when, and you can kind of delete whatever's not needed anymore. Okay, we've added packages to this price list. Now let's add our digital products. So we're going to click Add Products, and we're going to go to Downloads this time, and we're going to choose Full Gallery Download and Single Gallery or Single Image Download. Then I'm going to click the Add Selected Products button right down here in the bottom. All right, so with digital products, like I said in the beginning, they can be on as many different price lists as you need them to be, and you can have them priced differently on each. So for this full gallery download here, I'm going to price this after I price the single image download. The single image download, I'm just going to say, let's charge $50 for that. And for that full gallery download, what I want to do is I want to put people at that point where they're like, I could pay $50 per single image, but there's a lot of these photos that I want to buy as download, and it's going to be a lot cheaper to go that full gallery route. Now, whatever that price may be is kind of up for you to determine. Something I'm just going to set this to be like $350. So if they want to download a lot of the photos, it makes much more sense for them to spend that $350 and just buy the full gallery download. Now remember, that's for this product set to be up to, I think we did 400 images. All right, now that we have our digital downloads in here and our packages in here, let's go ahead and add a few a la carte items as well. So I'm going to click Add Products. We're going to go right here, and I'm going to choose the lab that I used to create the packages so I can add my a la carte items from that lab as well, which was MPix. And now let's add some a la carte print items. So we're going to click on Prints, and I'm just going to grab wallets, and we'll grab a 5x7 and an 8x10. Now again, normally I recommend building the price list, at least I like to build my price list from my camera's aspect ratio, because it just makes the cropping, all that stuff, so much easier and so much better. But I'm just going to add some products in here just to show you the process of building this price list. All right, scrolling down and hitting the Add Selected Products button. And now the first thing that I want to do is keep my price list streamlined. So when I say that, usually what I try to do is target about 10 to 15 products in my price list to begin with. And the reason that I say that is because, one, it doesn't overwhelm my clients and make them become indecisive or confused. Two, if I only have 10 or 15 products in here, later on down the line, I can go in and I can add quote unquote new products to my price list, tell my clients about it, and hopefully get them to come back to their gallery and spend some more money. So like I said, I like to start off with a very streamlined price list. So the first thing that we're going to do after we add these print products in here is we're going to scroll down, and I'm going to change some of these paper options. I usually like to offer only one paper option. The E-Surface is just kind of your normal standard paper. That's usually what I offer, unless it's a specific client genre, and then maybe I'll switch it over to the Kodak Metallic. One of the things that you want to keep in mind is, while it's pretty obvious to you and I as photographers that if we were to order a colored image on true digital black and white paper, we would expect to get a black and white print. However, sometimes that is not as obvious to our clients, and so I usually turn that option off, but just something to be aware of. All right, let's go down here and let's finish setting up these paper options. So we're just going to turn these off. And then next we're going to move into actually pricing our products. Now, if you've got a whole bunch of products in here and you want to price them really quickly, you can start off with the pricing formula right here. You just click on this, and you can add a fixed markup, which is going to be a dollar amount over the base cost, or you could do a percentage-based markup or a combination. Now, usually I like to start out with the percentage-based markup, and I'll go like a 500% over base cost and round it up to the nearest dollar. And I like to kind of use that as a starting point. Again, these are not pricing suggestions. Definitely do some research on your local market if you're not sure, and get in with a group of photographers to help mentor you if you're not sure how to price your prints and products. But after I set that percentage-based markup, usually I go back through and kind of fine-tune things. And there's a couple of different ways to do that. You can either do it by changing your selling price. So if you're looking at your set of wallets and you're like, I want to at least make $4 on my set of wallets, you could go to the profit section and you could put 4, and that will mark up your selling price to where it needs to be for you to make that $4. Or you could say, I know I could get at least $8 for a set of wallets. Let me just put 8 on the selling price. So you've got those two different options to kind of fine tune things. The selling price is what your clients are going to see, and that's what they're going to pay. The service fee is the Zenfolio 7% service fee. And then the base cost is what the lab is charging for that product, while the profit is what's actually deposited into your account when you sell that product right here. Okay? And so I just kind of go down the price list and kind of fine tune things that way, set it up to where I see it needs to be fit, or I think it needs to be fit. And then once you're done with that, before you leave this product category, you want to come up and click on the ordering options, which is this little gear icon. And you're going to see a couple of things in here that look familiar. One being color correction. This is where you want to remember what you set your packages to be, and you want to set this to be the same. Now you're going to notice there's a third option in here. One of the things that you never want to do for color correction is leave it to where your clients have the option to choose. One, that's an option that I don't really want my clients seeing, whether they can color correct my photos or not. I don't want my clients seeing that. Two, if they're not consistent, it could not, and they have one photo color corrected, the other one's not color corrected, it's not going to be the best experience for them when they show up and they're like, well, why does this one look a little different than this one? So this is where you want to set that up. And you want to set it up the way that you set it up with your package, which in this case, I went ahead and applied it. All right, color conversion. I've already explained that one in the packages. I'm going to set that up to none. However, here's a new one. This is die cutting. And again, this is an option that you don't want your clients having to choose. You never want to leave this to let your clients select. You either want to go ahead and choose to die cut, which means to have your wallets cut out in little individual wallets, or set it up to do not die cut. Either one is fine. There's not a fee for them, but you never want to leave that to let your clients die cut their wallets. All right. And then cropping, we've already talked about cropping. Again, I like using fit when I build my price list from my aspect ratio, but you can also leave it set to let your customers adjust cropping if you want, keeping in mind that Zenfolio's default cropping is, or their default is centered. And then we're going to hit apply. Okay, so we've added the a la carte print products. We've adjusted the pricing of it. We've set up the ordering options. So this category is pretty much done. Let's close this out. Then I want to show you guys one more thing in here before we jump into talking about Quick Shop and before we go into price list settings and different parts of it like that. So let's click Add Products one more time. And this time, let's add something from the home decor section. Maybe we want to do a canvas print. And I'm just going to add an 8x10 canvas in here. What I want you to notice is that this has created a new product category. So right here, home decor. And the reason I want you to notice that is because this product category is controlled independently of all the other ones. So you'll want to make sure that you come down here and you set up the pricing for these products as well as the order options like color correction and color conversion and all of that stuff. You want to make sure that any new category that you add, you do the pricing and you set up the ordering options so that your price list is consistent. Okay, so now we've got our a la carte products in there. We've got our packages in there. We have our digital downloads. Let's scroll down to the bottom and talk about this Quick Shop. Now, QuickShop controls the side buying panel that your clients see in their gallery. And we're going to talk a lot about that in the next week's live stream. This is actually the buying experience that I recommend using. I think it's the most simple, and my clients seem to find it to be the easiest. And by default, your price list is automatically going to add 10 products from your price list over into that section. However, I like to take advantage of this and be strategic about what is shown and where it's shown. And personally, I usually add everything into my QuickShop. And the reason is because that's the only buying experience that I use. And when it comes to how many products you can add over there, you can add your entire price list over there. One thing to keep in mind is that if you have a lot of products in there, your clients might have to scroll to kind of see everything. Again, another good reason to keep your price list nice and streamlined. So let's add everything over to QuickShop. I'm going to click here, hold Shift, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and click Add Products Over. And then my personal philosophy for QuickShop is to put whatever I make the most money on up top. That doesn't mean the most expensive product. It's whatever I make the most money on. So in most cases, that's usually my digital downloads because there's no service fee associated with it, or there's a service fee. There's a service fee. There's no base cost associated with it. So I move those up to the top. And then I'll kind of reorder this in however I want. Now you can definitely put this in whatever order you want. I've seen people do it in product size, product cost, whatever makes sense for your business model. That's just a personal philosophy that I use. One thing to keep in mind is that if you uncheck this automatic option and you save this, if you come back to this price list and you add new products to it, you'll need to make sure that you come down and add those over to the QuickShop because it does not automatically populate over once you've turned that off. Okay, so we have the QuickShop set up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go up here. And if you want to offer framing and mounting, some of the labs that Zenfolio has integrated has framing and mounting options. If you want to add those to your price list, you can click right here and just kind of pick and choose which options you want and do your pricing formula and your markup the same as you would for the products. I'm actually going to turn these off for this price list. I just wanted to show you that it's there. Now, what we're going to do is jump over to price list settings real quick because there is an option in here that you want to make sure that you understand. And that option is order approval. So it's turned on by default the first time you create a new price list. And what order approval means is that when your clients place an order, that order actually comes to you. You get an email and you'll get a notification up here and you get a chance to review that order and you have to click approve before it goes to the lab for fulfillment. If you have this on for that price list, that means that you have to review and approve every single order. Now, keep in mind that orders do have to be approved within 30 days of being placed. If you don't approve them within those 30 days, when it starts getting close, we'll start emailing you and letting you know. And if we haven't heard back from you after several emails, we are going to cancel that order and your client's going to get refunded. If there's an extenuating circumstance, like you're out of town, just let us know when we email you and we will not cancel the order. Now, the other thing that you need to know about order approval is that your clients are actually charged when they place the order, not when you approve it. If you want to turn order approval off, you can. You can turn it off right down here, or you can turn it off for just digital downloads. A couple of the benefits to order approval is that if you upload low resolution files and you want to replace them with high resolution files before they get sent to the lab to be printed, you can do that in the approval process. If order approval is turned off, your clients cannot actually order any images that don't meet the resolution requirements for the product that they have selected. So keep in mind, you'll need order approval turned on for that. Now next down here at the bottom is shipping. So there's some shipping options here. I would strongly recommend that you stick with using these shipping options that are offered from the vendor. That way, since they're the ones that are going to be doing the shipping anyway, that way you make sure all of that cost is covered. But if you have worked out some kind of contract with a school, a league, whatever the situation is, and you have to charge your clients a certain amount for shipping, you can offer a custom shipping method here. If it does not provide enough to cover the cost of shipping, the difference is going to be taken out of your order revenue. So that's just something to keep in mind. I never do this. I try very, very hard to just stick with letting my clients choose the shipping methods that are offered from the vendor. And then the last thing I want to show you here on this price list is the order minimum. Now, this is an option that's only available to advanced clients. And what this does is this places an order minimum on your price list. So one way to use this is that if you sell print packages and you don't want to let people come in there and just buy one cheap a la carte item, you want them to buy a package or spend a certain amount of money with you first, that's what the order minimum does. There's not really a way to force people to buy packages, but you can say, you know what, you can't check out unless you have at least $30 in your cart. That's what the order minimum is for, and that's how you use it. You can set it up differently for each price list. It is turned off by default, but you can turn it on. All right, and then once you're done with all this, you click save. That's going to take you back to the price list screen. And if you ever need to export your price list either as a CSV file, you can do it right here. Or if you just want to print it out so you can take it to the job with you, if you need to show your clients what products you're going to have available and how much they'll cost, there's a print option right here, which will actually produce a PDF document with all of that information right here. All right, so down at the bottom, there is a save button, which will save the price list, or you can save and assign the price list. If you click that save and assign, it's going to let you assign the price list to a group or a gallery. Now, if you were with us last week and we talked about setting up your organization, this is where that really comes in handy, because let's say that I just created this price list for my wedding clients. Well, I can go into my client group and go to the year and find my wedding group and click on that. And now this price list will assign to every gallery in there and any new gallery that I create in there, kind of making it a way to auto add the price list when I upload new wedding client galleries. So now I'm going to click save, and this price list is good to go. All right, guys, sorry that was such a long segment, but I wanted to make sure that I got through that information. Lots of good stuff in there if you're just getting started selling on Zenfolio. Hopefully that information was helpful. Let me check on you guys on chat. I know I've got some email questions I got to get to, so let me check on you guys on chat really quick. Let's see. Home Phone says I was muted, and then he said, woohoo. Yeah, like I said, there was some crazy stuff going on when I hit the start streaming button, and it kind of made, I don't know what happened, to be honest. It was weird. The power flickered for a second. For a second, it was weird. But glad that it all got worked out. Roxanne says, on my front page to my Zenfolio website, I was able to create a link to events, but I was not able to move the images into a gallery and remove the gallery Friday the 13th. Hey, Roxanne, that's going to be something that I probably would need to look at specifically in your account. So if you could shoot us an email, just send an email out to zenfolio.com/contact. Put attention Robert. I'll take a look at that. We'll communicate back and forth, and we'll see if we can't figure that out, because I'm definitely just going to need to know and kind of see what's going on and what exactly you want to change. All right. Those of you guys who are watching the recorded version of this, if you were not able to join us live, there is a link. There's a couple of links below, actually. There's a link below that says questions for live now, which you can use if you don't want to use the YouTube chat to ask a question. But there's a link that says questions for next week. So if you're watching the recorded version of this, hit up that link. There'll be a form. You can enter your questions, and I will answer those the following week. Speaking of that, let me go ahead and answer a couple of email questions. So this first question I've got says, where do you go to select different vendors? I would like to create a price list for different vendors. Thanks. And that's from Mike. So Mike, hopefully this whole stream just kind of answered that question. Again, it's kind of in that all vendors section up there. When you click on that, you'll see a list of different vendors. Hopefully, as I went through the whole price list process, that kind of answered all those questions for you. All right, next question. Let's see. Deb, when selling prints for printing, is there a way to have my website's name printed on the bottom of the print or do I need to upload them with that already there? So this would kind of depend on the lab and what exactly that you're looking for. There's kind of a couple of different ways to do it. Some of the labs do offer kind of back printing or a logo printing, and if you're curious, you can go to selling. No, it's not under it's not selling. Hover over your name up here and go to account. Then you want to come over here to selling right here. Go to vendor preferences, and this is where you can set up back printing on the photo here. So if you want, for instance, MPix right here, where is it? MPix Lab, if I want to have something printed on the back, I can have these different options right here. If I want to have custom text, I can put my custom text, and but that is printed on the back. So one thing to keep in mind is that's on the back, that's not on the bottom of the photo. If you want it to be on the actual photo side of things, you're probably going to want to include that in the image when you upload it to Zenfolio, or you can do order approval, and when a client purchases an image, you can swap it out with a version that has your logo or your name on the bottom and then send it out to the lab that way. So hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of how to do it and answers your question. If I need to clarify, definitely please let me know. But there's definitely some options that you can do there. All right, let me grab another email question. Like I said, guys, if you have any questions as you're watching this, as I'm answering other questions, please get them in the chat. We've got about 9 more minutes left, so hopefully you can get that question in there before we're out of time, and I can make sure to get them answered live for you today. But let me go grab another email question really quick. Deb says, and this is another one from Deb, she says, I will already have a digital watermark on all the photos that I upload to my site. Is there a way to turn off the Zenfolio watermark, or is it recommended to use the Zenfolio watermark option? Does it matter if the print is listed for either or both print or download? Okay, so there's a couple of questions in here. So the first question is, I will already have a digital watermark on the photos that I upload. Is there a way to turn off the Zenfolio watermark option? Absolutely, you don't have to use Zenfolio's watermarks if you don't want. And in fact, they're not turned on by default. You actually have to go and turn those on. So if you've turned them on, you just need to go to the gallery that you have it turned on. So let's say this wedding gallery right here. I've turned a watermark on the wedding gallery. You just click on that, and then you go up to access, and hold on a second here. Where is it at? You know what? I probably just missed it. Hold on. Not access. Where is it? Actions. Right there. So I don't have a watermark, so I'd have to add a watermark this way. And right now there's no watermarks. But if you have watermarks, you click on the gallery, go to actions, and it would probably say like remove watermarks or something like that. You can just click on there and go to the no watermark option. Now, as long as your images are using the watermark settings that are applied to the gallery, that should then remove the watermarks from your images. So that's if you don't want to use the Zenfolio watermark feature. The next question is it recommended to use the Zenfolio watermark option? I would personally recommend using Zenfolio's built-in watermark option for a couple of different reasons. One is that it's going to eliminate some of the things that you have to do in your post-processing. It's going to save you that watermarking step. Two, if you use Zenfolio's watermark, it's going to be removed whenever your clients purchase a print or buy a digital download. It's not going to be on the actual download or the print. If there's a watermark present when you upload the photo, that will be on the print and on the digital download. So you want to make sure that you want that watermark to be printed. If you do want it to be printed, then put it on your photos before you upload. But if you just want the watermark present when it's online, and then when your clients buy prints or digital downloads, you want it to go away then on the prints and downloads, that's when the Zenfolio watermark feature is what you want to use. And there's actually a really good video if you want to create your own custom watermark. There's a great video tutorial on our YouTube channel called Creating Custom Watermarks. I think that's what it's called. It'll actually show you how to make your own watermark in Photoshop, give you some size recommendations, and show you how to get it uploaded in Zenfolio and apply it out on your prints or your images and things like that. Okay, next question here says, I want to sell everything self-fulfilled at the moment. My questions are, 1, how do I create self-fulfilled packages? And 2, does that still go through Zenfolio's payment processor? And who handles shipping? So if you want to sell self-fulfilled, you can definitely do that. For self-fulfilled products, the payment either goes through PayPal or a merchant account that you would need to set up. And shipping would be handled by you or the lab that you're using to fulfill these products. So first, let's talk about payment processing for self-fulfilled products. If you want to sell everything self-fulfilled, which means you don't want to use one of Zenfolio's integrated labs, you're going to first want to make sure that you set up how you're going to collect payment. And in order to do that, you need to go up to, hover over your account right here, go to Account, and then go down to your selling settings, which are going to be selling. Let me get myself out of the way. And then click on collecting payments right here. And this is where you're going to go and set up how you would like to collect your payments. If you have an advanced account, you're going to see 3 options here. If you have a pro account, you're only going to see 2. So pro accounts are only going to see the option to collect in person or use PayPal. If you have an advanced account, you'll have a merchant account option as well. If you select PayPal, you're just going to put your PayPal email address in here, and then when your clients place their orders, at the last minute when they're paying for their orders, they're going to be rerouted to PayPal to complete their purchase. If you do the merchant account option, you would need to set up a merchant account with either Authorize.net or PayPal Payments Pro, and then everything stays integrated on your Zenfolio website, even though the payment is processed by that merchant account. So this is where you set it up. Again, it's under, you go here, Account, go down to your selling settings, and go to collecting payment. Now, the next question is, how do you set up a self-fulfilled package? Well, you do that pretty similar to how you set up a normal vendor package. So let me show you really quick just how to do that. Actually, I don't think I'm going to have time to get to that, but there's a really good video on our channel. It's called How to Sell Anything You Want Through Zenfolio. It takes you through the whole entire process of selling self-fulfilled. So it shows you how to set up self-fulfilled products, packages, how to set up the shipping method, and then build a price list on that. Really quick, I'll be able to create a couple of products and show you how to do the package. So let me go to selling, and we're going to go to self-fulfilled products. And you're going to see a warning that says something about shipping here. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Please make sure that you watch the self-fulfilled video if you're doing this, because there are some steps that you need to understand before you start doing this. I'm going to hit cancel right here, and I'm just going to call this, let's say I need an 8x10. So in order to create self-fulfilled products, first what you want to do is you want to create your self-fulfilled a la carte options first. And so I'm just going to go in here and quickly create a few options. Let's say this cost me 50 cents. And for category, let me do this. And I'm just going to say prints, hit select. And then I'm going to go to the bottom and save this. Okay, so I've created an 8x10. Let me duplicate that and then make this a 5x7 right here. Okay, 5x7. So now I have an 8x10 print and a 5x7 print. Again, please watch the self-fulfilled video. Don't just follow these instructions because there's some steps that you need to understand. But now I have my a la carte options. I would just go to my package section now and create a package and choose those a la carte options. So package A, and then 8x10, 5 by 7. And what I'm going to do is just come down here and add Pat Products, click on my name, go to prints, and here are those options right here. I can go down, add those, and then set up my package price right here. All right, click next and hit next up here. And that really quickly is how you could create a self-fulfilled package. So creating the a la carte options first as self-fulfilled products, then using Zenfolio's package tool to create the packages. And then you would need to add it to a price list. All right, guys. Well, unfortunately, we are out of time. So give me 1 second here. And wow, I pushed the wrong button, guys. Hold on. Let's see here. Man, I am all over the place today. Unfortunately, guys, we are out of time. I do want to say thanks to everybody who joined us today. I apologize for the technical issues. Blame Florence. I hope you guys all have a safe and wonderful week. Remember, we're going to be doing this live stream every week, same time, same place. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button that's popping up on your screen somewhere. And if you want to learn more about Zenfolio, make sure that you click one of those videos that's over that way somewhere. Until then, I hope you guys have a safe and wonderful week.
Just wiggle your